the wine glass shattered against the kitchen wall, its crimson contents splattering like blood across the cream-colored paint. My hand trembled, the stem still clutched between my fingers, as Sarah's words echoed in my skull. "You don't deserve any gift." Her voice had been sharp, venomous, slicing through the quiet of our anniversary dinner. The air in our cramped apartment felt thick, suffocating, as if the walls themselves were closing in to witness my humiliation. I stared at the jagged shards on the floor, glinting under the fluorescent light, and felt something inside me fracture just as violently. Sarah stood across the room, her arms crossed, her lips a tight line. Her hazel eyes, usually warm, were cold, glinting with something I couldn't name. Anger, yes, but something deeper, something that made my stomach churn. "You're overreacting, Mark," she said, her voice softer now, but not kinder. "It was a joke. Why do you always take everything so personally?" A joke. The word felt like a slap. I wanted to scream that jokes don't draw blood, that they don't make your chest ache like a bruise you didn't see coming. Instead, I grabbed my jacket from the chair, the leather creaking under my grip. "I need air," I muttered, my voice barely audible, and stormed out, the door slamming behind me. The hallway smelled of stale cigarette smoke and regret. And as I descended the creaking stairs, her words looped in my mind, each syllable a fresh cut. "You don't deserve any gift." Outside, the city was alive with noise, car horns, distant laughter, the hum of neon signs flickering in the October drizzle. I pulled my jacket tighter, the cold seeping into my bones as I walked aimlessly down the cracked sidewalk. My phone buzzed in my pocket, but I ignored it. Probably Sarah, texting some half-hearted apology to smooth things over. Or maybe not. Maybe she meant it. Maybe I didn't deserve anything. Not her, not the life we'd built over 5 years, not the ring I'd been saving for, hidden in my sock drawer like a secret I wasn't sure I could keep. I turned into a dimly lit bar, the Rusty Anchor, its windows fogged with condensation. The smell of spilled beer and fried food hit me as I pushed through the door, the jukebox blaring a mournful country tune. I slid onto a stool, ordered a whiskey, and let the burn of it dull the edges of my thoughts. That's when I saw her, Lila, Sarah's best friend, sitting at the far end of the bar. Her dark hair caught the light, and her smile was too bright, too knowing, as she raised her glass in my direction. "Rough night," Lila called, her voice cutting through the bar's din. She slid off her stool and sauntered over, her heels clicking on the sticky floor. Up close, her perfume was sharp, floral, and her eyes held a glint that made me uneasy, like she was sizing me up for something I hadn't agreed to. "You could say that," I said, swirling the amber liquid in my glass. "Sarah and we had a fight." Lila's lips curved, not quite a smirk but close. "She can be a lot, can't she?" She leaned against the bar, her elbow brushing mine, and I flinched, though she didn't seem to notice. "You know, Mark, you're too good for her sometimes. She doesn't see it." I laughed, a bitter sound that caught in my throat. "Funny. She just told me I don't deserve her." Lila's eyes widened, then softened, her hand resting lightly on my arm. "That's harsh. You don't believe that, do you?" Her touch lingered, warm and deliberate, and I felt a prickle of unease. I pulled away, but not before her fingers tightened, just for a second, like she was anchoring me there. "I don't know what I believe anymore," I admitted, the whiskey loosening my tongue. "She's been different. Distant. Like she's hiding something." Lila's smile faltered, and for a moment, I thought I saw something flicker in her eyes, guilt, maybe, or pity. "Maybe she's just stressed," she said, but her voice lacked conviction. She leaned closer, her breath warm against my ear. "You deserve better, Mark. Someone who sees you. Someone who has a gift you'll like." The words landed like a stone in my gut. I turned to her, searching her face for meaning, but her expression was unreadable, a mask of sympathy and something else, something that made my pulse quicken. "What's that supposed to mean?" I asked, my voice low, almost a growl. She laughed, a light, tinkling sound that felt wrong in the smoky bar. "Relax, I'm just saying you should treat yourself. You're allowed to want more." Her hand brushed mine again, and this time, I didn't pull away. Not because I didn't want to, but because my mind was racing, piecing together fragments I hadn't wanted to see. Sarah's late nights at work. Her phone always face down, buzzing at odd hours. The way she'd started locking the bathroom door when she showered, as if I might barge in and catch her at something. Small things easily explained away, until now. Lila's words, her touch, her too close presence. It all felt like a puzzle piece snapping into place, revealing a picture I wasn't ready to see. "Let's get out of here," Lila said, her voice soft but insistent. "Grab some coffee, talk. You look like you need it." I hesitated, my instincts screaming to walk away, to go home and face Sarah, to demand answers. But the whiskey, the hurt, the nagging doubt, they pushed me forward. "Sure," I said, the word tasting like ash. We ended up at a 24-hour diner, the kind with flickering fluorescent lights and coffee that smelled faintly of burnt rubber. Lila sat across from me, her hands wrapped around a chipped mug, her eyes locked on mine. The rain outside streaked the windows, blurring the world beyond, and I felt trapped in this moment in her gaze. "Sarah's been talking about you," Lila said, breaking the silence. Not in a good way. My heart thudded, a dull ache spreading through my chest. "What did she say?" Lila sighed, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. "She thinks you're predictable. Boring. She said she's not sure she's in love anymore." Each word was a blade, twisting deeper. I wanted to argue, to call Lila a liar, but the truth was, I'd felt it too, Sarah's distance, her size, the way she flinched when I touched her. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked, my voice hoarse. "Because you deserve to know," Lila said, her tone earnest, almost pleading. "And because I care about you, Mark. More than I should." The air stilled. Her words hung between us, heavy, dangerous. I saw it then, the way her eyes lingered, the way her lips parted slightly, waiting for my reaction. My mind screamed to leave, but my body stayed rooted, caught in the pull of her confession. Was this the gift she meant? A way out, a new start, or a betrayal of my own? Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again. A text from Sarah. "Come home. We need to talk." My stomach dropped. I stood, the chair scraping against the linoleum, and Lila's hand shot out, grabbing my wrist. "Don't go," she said, her voice urgent. "You don't know what she's going to say." But I did. Or at least I suspected. The late nights, the locked doors, the coldness, it all pointed to one thing. I pulled free and left the diner, the rain soaking me as I walked back to the apartment. My mind churned, replaying every moment, every red flag I'd ignored. Lila's words echoed. "Someone who has a gift you'll like." Was she offering herself, or was she warning me? When I opened the apartment door, Sarah was waiting, her face pale, her eyes red-rimmed. "Mark," she whispered, and the sound of my name in her voice broke something in me. "I'm sorry about earlier. I didn't mean it." I wanted to believe her, but the weight of the night pressed down on me. "Are you cheating on me?" I asked, the words spilling out before I could stop them. Her eyes widened, then filled with tears. "No," she said, but her voice cracked, and she looked away. It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" I demanded, stepping closer. "Because I'm done with the lies, Sarah. Tell me the truth." She sank onto the couch, her hands trembling. "It's Lila," she said, her voice barely audible. She kissed me. A month ago. I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't want to hurt you." The room spun. Lila. Not some faceless stranger, but her best friend. The woman who'd just sat across from me, offering cryptic promises, her hand on mine. My anger flared, not just at Sarah, but at myself. For missing it, for trusting too much, for wanting to believe in love over evidence. "Did you kiss her back?" I asked, my voice shaking. Sarah's silence was answer enough. The room felt too small, the air too thin. I grabbed my keys and walked out again, her sobs following me into the night. Lila's face flashed in my mind, her smile, her touch, her words. A gift. A trap. A betrayal that cut deeper than I'd ever imagined.